is Clint Klose, director of the CHS Drama Club, and I am here with 4 talented people who will introduce themselves in a second. We're here to talk about Concord High Theater, and we're also here to talk about the upcoming production, the school edition of Miss Saigon, which is happening on May 14th, 15th, and 16th, right here at Concord High School at 7 p.m. Tickets are $12 for adults, $10 for students and seniors, and if you do wish to get tickets, you can either purchase them at the door, or you can call our reservation hotline at 603-717-7670, and just follow the instructions that they give you on that phone line. And we hope that you guys will come out and support Concord High Theater and come see the show. Well, I'm going to have these 4 individuals tell us their names, what year they are here at Concord High School, and what role that you play in the production of Miss Saigon. Hannah, we'll start with you.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hannah. I am a senior. I play Kim.
I'm Olivia. I'm a sophomore, and I play Ellen.
I'm Pablo. I'm a junior, and I play the engineer.
I'm Rowan. I'm a senior, and I play Chris.
So this group of talented actors and actresses, this is not their first time at the rodeo. You guys have definitely been in a number of productions. So why don't you guys tell us a little bit about your history of theater here at Concord High School? What shows have you been in?
Okay, so I've been in Little Shop, Phantom of the Opera, Jekyll and Hyde.
I was in Jekyll and Hyde, Amadeus, Drowsy Chaperone.
Oh, yeah, Drowsy.
Forgot that.
I was in Rent, Phantom of the Opera, Jekyll and Hyde, Drowsy Chaperone.
I've been in Little Shop, Rent, Phantom, Jekyll and Hyde, Amadeus, and Drowsy. I'm a singer.
Yes, cool. This time we're actually going to start over with you, Rowan. We'll start on the other side this time. Can you tell us a little bit about your character in the story? Tell us the relationship that you have with other characters and in relationship to the story itself.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris is a GI in Vietnam right before Saigon fell, and he falls in love with Kim while he's there. And he loses her when Saigon falls, and then he marries Ellen. And he's... Cool.
Pablo, how about you?
The engineer is a sleazy, seedy owner of, or manager of this club in Saigon where Kim works, and his whole thing is he wants to get his hands on a visa, so he'll manipulate anyone to get what he wants.
Right. Good description.
Ellen comes in a little later in the story, I guess, when they're back in America and she's married to Chris, and
So Kim is a 17-year-old Vietnamese girl. She, at the start of the story, she has just lost all of her family, and she goes to work for the engineer, as a bar girl. So that's where she meets Chris, and after spending the night together, they fall in love, and then they spend some time together after that, and then they get separated, and he meets Ellen. Meanwhile, Kim still believes that he's going to come back for her. So there's a whole lot of problems there.
Yeah. And so this story obviously circles around an era that none of you were alive during. And this past April, we had an opportunity to bring in some New Hampshire veterans to come and talk to us. Can we have a few thoughts from some of you guys on how you thought that night went, and then what is it that maybe you took away from that night that hopefully will help inspire you for your performance on stage? Anyone? Doesn't matter which order.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah.
It was really insightful, a lot of the things they said, and even though I kind of knew in the back of my mind what happened, it's different hearing it from a first-person perspective. I can draw from what they saw and how the people were in Vietnam and try and channel it through my character.
Yeah. Anybody else? Go ahead.
That night I actually got to talk to one of the veterans' wives, and they were married, I think they got married before his second tour in Vietnam, and it was interesting to talk to her because I got to hear about like how difficult it was for her, which was more like relatable for my character, I guess. And she also talked about how her husband had never opened up to her after the war, which was interesting and relatable to my character too, and just all of the struggles that she had gone through with that.
Yeah. Anything else to add, guys?
Yeah, I mean, it was really wonderful because I've never experienced anything like what one would experience in Vietnam. And so one of the hardest parts for me at first was definitely trying to understand what would be going through Chris's head on a daily basis. And it was very touching to hear what they said, and it was very, very insightful. As Hannah said, it was wonderful.
Yeah. Well, we hope that not only will the community of Concord come out and support us, but also the students of Concord High School. And in a minute, we're going to be talking to you guys about coming to see the show. So can you guys tell us a little bit about your experience outside of Concord High School? Have you guys been in any shows in any other theater companies? Name just a few, maybe? Olivia, we're going to start with you. What other shows and what other companies have you participated with?
I've done a lot with RB Productions. I was in Hairspray this past summer, and then summer before Les Mis and Fame, and before that, a lot before that.
Pablo, how about you?
I've done a lot of shows with RB Productions as well, Hairspray, Les Mis, Little Mermaid. I also did a show with the Concord Community Players.
Excellent.
I do RV Productions every summer, at least one show. I was in Hairspray and Into the Woods, and the year before that, Les Mis, and before that, Sweeney Todd. That was fun.
Right.
I have not, that's the only theater company I've been part of.
Hannah, how about you?
Big surprise, I'm an RB kid too. The first show I did with them was Godspell Jr., which was wonderful. I met a lot of new kids there, which was great. And then I was also in Les Mis, and I've worked at RB this past summer.
Great, great. So I guess that the next thing we want to talk about is that we do have 4 cast members here, but the production of Miss Saigon goes beyond 4 cast members, and as anything does, we have a fabulous crew that is going to be joining us as we get closer to the show. We also have some fabulous student musicians led by Mr. Cohen and our pit orchestra. So I'm going to have these cast members talk a little bit about some of their comrades, and I've asked them to at least pick 1, possibly 2 people that they would like to give an extra shout out to tonight, who we want you guys to come see on stage. Pablo, how about we start with you?
I would say Kirsten. She plays Gigi, who's another girl working at the bar. Gigi's not as, her part isn't as large as maybe some of the other characters, but in the first act, her role is really pivotal, and she just sings this beautiful song, Movie in My Mind, and like all the emotions are there, and she just nails it.
Rowan?
Well, I have 2. I would like to first mention Austin Mayhew. He's wonderful. He plays Tui, which is a very, very difficult part. Again, it's very hard to capture what he's a Vietnamese soldier. It's very hard to kind of capture what these soldiers would be feeling. And also Ryan Sweat, he plays John, and he sings, again, there's a lot of beautiful, beautiful music in the show, but he sings one of my favorite songs of all time. He sings Bui Doi, and it's just so hard to capture the emotion behind that specific song, because it means and meant a lot to a lot of people. And and he also has a very pivotal role. He did a very good job.
Hannah, how about you?
Okay, I also have 2 people.
You're allowed.
I'd love to give a shout out to my sister, Lizzie. She plays Mimi, one of the other bar girls working with the engineer. And she's not, again, she doesn't have as big of a role as like, some other people, but she, she's a part of that group who, well, I don't know how else to put it. Like, there's 2 sides to their story. You see what they do every day, but then during Movie in My Mind, you see what's going on inside their head and what they really want. So, and the second person I'm going to give a shout out to is Wes. He's the little boy who plays my son. He's the cutest little 4-year-old I've ever met. Come see him.
Absolutely. Just to add to the comment about her sister Lizzie, also a fabulous alto, I might add.
Yeah, right.
Olivia?
I'd like to shout out Lindsay Irwin and Rachel Ferrier. They're both 2 amazing and passionate, hardworking actresses, and I really admire them for that and all of their hard work.
So again, Miss Saigon being performed May 14th, 15th, and 16th right here at Concord High School. And it starts at 7 o'clock. If you want to get tickets, they're $12 for adults, $10 for students and seniors. You can buy them at the door, or you can call 603-717-7670, and you can certainly reserve tickets for that show as well. We're hoping to appeal to you, Concord High students, plus Concord community. Any words of advice to anyone who's watching on why they should come see Miss Saigon? Rowan?
Well, besides being a beautiful, intense, special show, there's tons of tech behind Miss Saigon, and you could search for a while to try to find another show that's as tech heavy and as cool as Miss Saigon, but that would be tough. We have a helicopter flying in. The lighting is just going to be amazing. So regardless of your stance on musicals, this is something that will be visually pleasing no matter what. Yeah.
Anybody else have anything they want to say to Concord High students?
I'll say something. Or you go first.
I think with this show you get like the whole musical theater experience, because not only do you have all this broad range of emotions, but you also have comedy a bit too, and then you have big like dance numbers. So you really get everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Besides the, all the tech, which is wonderful, it's going to be great. The talent is so great, and even though we couldn't give a shout out to everyone we wanted to, I wanted to say the whole cast is phenomenal. You should just come see them for the talent. You're going to be blown away by all of the voices.
Anything you want to say, Olivia?
The story and all of the music, it's like so amazingly beautiful. Yeah.
Could I add one more thing?
Absolutely.
As Concord High students, we all go out and we support the football team and we support the hockey team. We love our sports, and this is like our championship game. This is our big last hurrah, and you will have just as much fun supporting us in our championship game as you would be supporting Concord High football game, hockey game, or what have you. So.
Yeah, thank you. This particular show, which I believe came out in New York in 1991, if I remember correctly, and then ended up closing in 2001. I think it was on Broadway for about 10 years. There is an alumni of Concord High School, Steve Tewksbury, who used to perform right on this stage, and then decided to make his trek from little old Concord, New Hampshire, down to New York City. And his first gig, his first job on Broadway, was in Miss Saigon. And the cast doesn't know it yet, but they'll have a little special message from Steve Tewksbury as as we get much closer to the show. We were also very fortunate about a few weeks ago. I had another connection, and we actually got the London cast of Miss Saigon, where the show is playing right now, to actually give a shout out to Concord High. What did you guys think of seeing that kind of transform in front of you?
I was so shocked.
I didn't know what to do with myself.
I guess. I recognized his voice right away, and I was like, oh my god.
Rollin, your reaction?
I cried. I cried. Tears of joy.
Yep. Yeah. It's amazing how the theater community, the theater family, no matter where you are in the world, you have that kind of connection with those kind of people. And we're going to make a little thank you video to them and ship that over to John and the rest of the cast, and which will be kind of special, thanking them for the shout out they gave to us. Can you guys talk a little bit as we kind of get closer to the end of this interview? I want to talk to you guys about theater in general, and so it kind of has a twofold part. Is one, any inspirations as you guys were younger about why you wanted to do this crazy thing that we call theater? And in addition to that, are there any roles or any shows, keep it to a small amount, that you would love to absolutely be a part of, or definitely be in that role as you guys venture out? We have a couple of seniors here. We have students who are in other grades, but obviously all students who come to Concord High School, we want to see them not just graduate, we want to see them continue that passion and that love for theater and the performing arts. So are there other things that can answer both of those questions? Hannah, you want to start on this one?
Okay.
Inspirations and possible future roles that you'd like to be.
So I actually got started with theater back in my elementary school when Mr. Klose was running SAP. And actually my mom told me to do it. It's the truth.
Thanks, Mom.
I was really hesitant because, I was really shy, but she was like, no, you should try it. So I did.
Awesome.
And I fell in love with it. I just love telling a story and being able to evoke emotions in so many different people. And yeah, I've been doing it ever since then.
Thank goodness.
Let's see, dream roles.
Yeah.
I'd have to say that Eponine from Les Mis would be my ultimate dream role, because that was actually the first, On My Own was the first Broadway song that my mom introduced me to.
Oh.
So, yeah, and it doesn't hurt that Lea Salonga played Eponine.
No, it does not.
Yeah, after high school, I'm going to continue doing theater. I'm not sure if I'm going to pursue it as a career yet, but I don't know, we'll see.
Who knows, maybe Lea Salonga will offer some words of advice to Concord High someday, right? Olivia, how about you?
Well, I got started in theater when I was in 3rd grade. My older sister had done theater her whole life, and my parents signed me up for it because of that. And I was a really, really shy kid, so it totally helped me come out of my shell, and I am not that anymore. Probably a dream show would be Chorus Line.
Yeah.
The first moment that I really knew that I really wanted to do theater for a long time was when I was in 5th grade. Actually, the Concord Community Players were doing a production of The Secret Garden, and they needed a young boy to play Colin, and my music teacher told me to audition, and then shout out to you, Miss Junkin. As for dream roles, the leading player in Pippin is definitely my ultimate, and definitely anyone in Chorus Line.
Well, my parents loved theater for a long time, and they actually moved to Concord and right next to Beaver Meadow because they found out that the theater program there was so good, and they found out about Mr. Clint Klose. So that's kind of how I got into theater. I started actually in kindergarten with Junior South. I have a wonderful picture of me as a mouse.
Woo!
So, yeah, inspiration to me, I couldn't pick one. I mean, as a young kid, the people who inspire you are your elders. So the 4th and 5th graders who were doing SAP when I was in 3rd grade, they were my inspiration.
There you go. There you go.
So that was them. And dream role. Well, I've already been in Phantom, and I was Raoul, and that was a dream role for me. But I would have to say that my dream role, my all-time favorite role, would be the Phantom of the Opera in Phantom. That's it.
Cool. Again, we're here with some of the cast members of Miss Saigon, which is coming up on May 14, 15, and 16, and we hope that Concord High, the community of Concord, will come out and support us as they have in the past. We've been very, very fortunate to have some great, not only cast members and crew members and musicians, but also just some fabulous audience members who come out and support us. I am finishing up my 4th year as the director of Concord High School, and I know Hannah and Rowan were here my very first year when we did Little Shop of Horrors, which was a lot of fun. And so this is going to be a hard class for me personally to see them graduate, but I know that big smile when they walk across that stage, because these two, as well as those who are going to be graduating for the next few years that I've had the good fortune of working both at Beaver Meadow and Runlet Middle School. These are our class people, and not only are they great performers and great singers, but they're just great individuals. And I know I love working with each and every one of them. So thank you all for coming and helping to promote Miss Saigon. And we hope that you guys will come out and support us. Again, May 14, 15, and 16 at 7 o'clock here at Concord High School. Tickets are $12 for adults and $10 for students. They'll be available at the door, or if you want to go down to Mr. Foley's office over the next few weeks and pick some up, that'd be fine too. Or you can call our reservation hotline at 603-717-7670 and leave the important information on there, and we want to get you guys to be able to come see it. So thank you again, Concord High. Thank you guys for everything that you're continuing to do, and we hope to see you at our show.